It was 1975 and Muhammad Ali was living through one of his most challenging years personally, yet beneficial professionally. After securing a couple of important victories in the ring, Ali had to face a true rival, one who made him think twice about every move on the canvas: Lyle. It had only been 4 years since Lyle made his professional boxing debut on April 23, 1971, marking his first victory by technical knockout over Grapas AJ in the second round of a scheduled 6-round fight. Since then, Lyle had proven his worth by stepping into the ring repeatedly and maintaining an undefeated record until February 9, 1973, when he was defeated by Jerry Cantera by unanimous decision after 12 grueling rounds. This brief setback meant nothing to Lyle, who quickly bounced back and seemed to steer his career towards success and glory. Until just one fight before facing Ali. On February 11, 1975, at the Honolulu International Center, Jimmy Young dealt him another harsh dose of reality, defeating him by unanimous decision after 10 scheduled rounds.
Trying to save, except he's not using any. For his own right leg to the head.
This probably wasn't the best prelude to what came next, a challenge that only a true warrior would be capable of facing. On May 16, 1975, Lyle agreed to step into the ring against Muhammad Ali and fight until one of them was truly unable to continue. The fight took place at the Las Vegas Convention Center, Nevada. The judges were John Mangriziana, Art Lurie, and Bill Kipp. It was Ali's second defense of his World Boxing Association and World Boxing Council heavyweight titles. Since the fight was officially announced on April 4th, many fans eagerly awaited this historic moment. A great uproar shook the world when it was revealed that it would be a 15-round bout. Truly, it was a showdown where you had to kill or be killed. With all the arrangements in place and Fred Hernandez as the third man in the ring, this dramatic moment in boxing history took place. First round. Lyle leaped from his corner with the aggressive attitude that characterized him at the time, driving Ali back against the ropes. With his defense high, Ali shielded himself from the early attacks of his challenger. When Lyle's momentum began to slow, Ali allowed himself to throw a couple of punches at his opponent. Still, during this first round, he seemed more interested in understanding the fighting style Lyle would adopt against him. Therefore, he took a mostly defensive stance.
Here to build Lyle into a great fight. His principal victories have been over the likes of... He is slow.
Second round. Without haste, but also without delay, Ali began to engage in the tit-for-tat that Lyle sought. Ali's left hand started to probe Lyle's guard, who continued to push him back against the ropes. The first clinches occurred, but they didn't disrupt the pace of the fight. Ali seemed comfortable against the ropes, often leaning his back on them as if resting against a wall. Even in the center of the ring, Ali demonstrated great resilience, not appearing affected by his challenger's attacks.
What Dundee tells his fighter, the champion. Oh, whole new kind of white trunks, of course.
Third round. Both titans clashed at the start of the third round, and almost immediately, Lyle pushed Ali into a neutral corner.
So Lyle, by Pacheco's own...
When Hernandez created space between them, Lyle's left hand began testing Ali's belts. Ali continued with quality, not quantity, with a firm guard and only letting go of punches that had a high chance of seriously hurting Lyle. With Lyle making an inhuman effort to stay alert even in counterattacks, Ali's stance was slightly superior as he could not be thrown off balance.
We have the jail term and all the rest. Now he's facing the thing hanging over his head. Oh, Ali.
Fourth round. Ali knew that a scheduled 15-round fight had a high probability of being extended, so he contrasted his opponent's bursts of energy with great calmness in the ring. The intensity of Lyle's attacks began to wane, raising the question of whether the challenger was tiring before even putting his champion at real risk. For Ali, the time to attack was finally approaching.
No more blood. Very little rope activity tonight because of...
Fifth round. Lyle started the round by unleashing powerful bombs that exploded on Ali's body. With lateral movements, Ali avoided standing in front of a Lyle who seemed determined to finish everything right then. Ali employed his classic hit-and-run strategy, except he wasn't running away. He cleanly provoked Lyle and then exited, moving with a footwork coordination that is still admirable today. In doing so, Lyle had no choice but to expend much more energy than he would have liked, trying to keep up.
This is with movement, the chronic slow, sticking it.
Sixth round. Ali began the 6th round right where he left off in the 5th, dancing in the ring. When he approached, Lyle stepped back. When he moved away, he was completely out of his challenger's reach. A classic Muhammad Ali. Ali showed everyone in the arena that despite having been pushed against the ropes on more than one occasion, he was in control of the fight. Seconds ticked by, and Lyle was unable to land a punch. Instead, Ali stepped in and delivered his punches almost on demand. He looked like a true predator playing with his prey before stopping it permanently.
He is saying, stay close to him, to Muhammad Ali. Now Ali's, and tell you this, Ali must not expose the commercial and be back in a moment.
7th round. Lyle seemed to start keeping up with Ali properly, but it was just an illusion. His body was only close to Ali's powerful left hand, which caused damage every now and then. Noticing his challenger's deficit, Ali paused his movements to exchange punches. During the last minute, while positioned in a corner, one of the highest peaks of the fight occurred.
He's not been able to use the rope. Lyle will not go in and use himself up, and I think this would really be stretching things. Has been holding up this fight. In the fight. Message from our local station.
8th round. Ali opened the 8th round with a tenacious right hand that recalibrated Lyle's thoughts. Now it was Lyle who was pushed into a corner, and he didn't feel as comfortable. The exchanges of punches were becoming more frequent, and the risk of emerging unscathed from them increased for both. During the last 30 seconds, Ali reminded Lyle why he was the champion by pinning him against the ropes.
We're going to run this clock the whole round because of the prediction. Ali got to him again with a right when Lyle was in. He is not going to knock Ron Lyle out as predicted.
9th round. At the start of the round, Lyle cautiously approached and Ali backed up until he leaned against the ropes where he felt secure. Surprisingly, Lyle decided to change his approach and didn't attack him there. Instead, with a gesture, he invited Ali back to the center of the ring. Two gentlemen met that night. Lyle seemed to change his fighting style, leaving uncontrolled aggression behind and becoming a tactical puncher. But probably fatigue was already starting to take over. Meanwhile, Ali showed great resilience by not losing focus on his own game for a second. 10th round. With nearly 20 minutes of fighting ahead, Lyle didn't show his best face. He tried to intimidate Ali by stretching out his left hand, but he continued to fail. In the clinches, Lyle attacked the body, but it seemed he did so with great intent. Against the ropes, Ali still seemed comfortable. His guard remained high and impenetrable. The fighters were barely entering the last third of the fight. It wasn't yet time to bring out the heavy artillery. Even so, probably at this point no one imagined what awaited them around the corner.
In the 8th, no knockdowns, of course.
11th round. Lyle's left hand began to test Ali's guard, who returned the favor almost instantly. Now it was Lyle who moved around the ring, making it clear he didn't want to stay in front of the champion. Lyle, like a mirror, tried to reflect the fighting style Ali had emulated so well a few rounds earlier. But quickly, Ali's right hand sent him crashing directly into the ropes. This was Ali's art, and he knew how to capitalize on it. Once there, an infamous barrage of punches was sent to Lyle's unguarded body. Lyle covered up, but his posture showed that he was being hurt. Ali's left hand slammed into him until Muhammad himself felt pity. Lyle wasn't responding, so Ali took 2 steps back to let him breathe. Still, Lyle didn't respond. Ali continued to pummel Lyle's body as if he were a punching bag. Lyle tried to escape to the side, but was unsuccessful. He just danced around the ring to the rhythm of the champion's fists. Supported in a corner, Lyle absorbed every punch from Ali as if he were destined to do so. Then, Fred Hernandez, the referee, in an act of mercy, intervened. The fight was stopped. Muhammad Ali retained his titles. And, unexpectedly, the man who had fought to be the aggressor throughout the contest was tamed with just over 4 rounds remaining. If you've made it this far, thank you. Remember that the best way to support my content is by leaving a like on the video. Do you think Ron Lyle really had any chance of beating Muhammad Ali in this fight? Or was Ali just playing with his prey before devouring it? I'll read your thoughts in the comments. The year is 1975, and Muhammad Ali was reaping the glory of the second phase of his career after his exile from the United States. It seemed that his time away from the boxing ring had not taken its toll, as demonstrated by his victories over Bonavina and Frazier, to name just a couple. Although it took him some time to find his way back to the honorable boxing ring, once there, he wasted no time reclaiming his position as the monarch he was always meant to be. Now he was set to defend his World Boxing Council and World Boxing Association heavyweight titles for the second time. On the ring of the Las Vegas Convention Center in Nevada, his challenger was none other than Lyle himself, a fighter known as a cyanide candy with an exterior even tougher than his poisonous interior. Although Lyle was infamous on the streets as the leader of a fearsome gang, Ali was determined to prove that, in the honorable boxing ring, no criminal had ever been born who could steal a victory from him. Under this premise, with Ferd Hernandez as the third man in the ring, the bout, scheduled for 15 rounds of quality boxing, began. Pas sin zirin, Sorrow the fight round 1. Ali stepped out of his corner early, intercepting Lyle before he could reach the center of the ring. But Lyle came out with the determination of a hunter, and Ali's head was the big prize. He drove Ali against the ropes, setting the tone for what would be a true brawl. Lyle moved around the ring while Ali shifted in every direction Lyle aimed. Lyle threw a left hook to Ali's body, testing his guard. As the final minute approached, brief, close exchanges began. Lyle attempted to pin Ali down by extending his left hand and succeeded in ending the round with the champion against the ropes.
Only once was Ali heavier than he weighed into the 15th round if it goes the scheduled 15.
Round 2. Lyle held his ground at the center of the ring, pushing Ali into the corner where he unleashed severe combinations to the body. Back in the center, Ali seemed focused on his guard, letting Lyle lead the offense. Eventually, Ali started throwing his left hand at Lyle, but with insufficient power. In the final minute of the round, questionable clinches occurred. With only 20 seconds left, Lyle once again had Ali against the ropes. However, the champion managed to slip away laterally just before the bell rang.
Don't forget, Ali's the most visible and recognized figure in the world. Why, he is the bell for the end.
Round 3. Lyle's left hand came out aiming to decapitate Ali in the third round. Bravely, the champion continued to stand his ground against his challenger. Keeping his guard high, Ali broke the rhythm only to counterattack when necessary. Despite the level of aggression Lyle had been unleashing, Ali remained unscathed, completely unharmed. Passively, Ali displayed his dominance. As he returned to his corner, it became clear that Lyle was beginning to tire.
No question, Lyle has no fear of this man. Head. Oh, a good quick left and right by Ali. His best blows of the night. Lyle trying to fight back. Lyle's got to be careful of that straight right.
Round 4. Lyle repeated his pattern of opening the round aggressively, while Ali met him with calm composure. Lyle's punches couldn't penetrate the barrier formed by Ali's forearms, prompting him to strike at different angles in hopes of landing at least one blow. Ali extended his left hand occasionally, reminding Lyle of his position: challenger. In the final seconds of the round, Ali turned the fight into a spectacle, lowering his arms and leaning his face toward Lyle, inviting him to strike. With a challenger unable to connect, the champion simply demonstrated his superiority.
For Ali, there's been no foot movement. None of the old Sirdat left. To have it that way. He was.
Round 5, Lyle grew tired of Ali's antics as the champion emerged from his corner with a subtle dance. The challenger increased the intensity of his punches, thrilling the audience eager for action. Driving Ali against the ropes, Lyle briefly attacked the liver area but failed to corner the clever champion, who slipped away laterally. Ali began dancing around the ring, likely to further frustrate Lyle. Precious seconds ticked away as Lyle struggled to position himself for a timely attack. Meanwhile, Ali's left hand struck and withdrew unscathed. Lyle seemed unable to stop Ali from moving around the ring, and the punches he received grew increasingly frequent.
To the left, occasionally as there, back to the quick jab. This is Ali's best round by far of the night.
Starting with just the left, Ali transitioned into left-right combinations. Occasionally, Ali's back touched the ropes, but Lyle wasn't fast enough to put him in real danger. Only when Ali stopped moving could Lyle reach him. Even then, with his back against the ropes, Ali emerged unscathed from the round. Nice. Round 6. Ali repeated the formula in the 6th round. Dancing around the ring with his gloves partially lowered, he invited Lyle to chase and catch him. Occasionally, Ali's left hand delivered a present to Lyle, who looked visibly frustrated. Ali deliberately cornered himself in a neutral corner, where Lyle came charging at him. The challenger attempted to hurt Ali's body, but his punches had no effect.
But you don't see wild flailing from Lyle as you did from Foreman. Day is saying, stay close to him, to Muhammad Ali. Now Ali's in the corner.
When Ali decided, he left the corner with no resistance from his opponent. A similar scene played out toward the end, with Ali against the ropes and Lyle making his best effort to weaken him, but to no avail. Once again, Ali finished the round unscathed.
In Ali's career, he's been vulnerable to the left hook. I think Joe Frazier decked him with a left hook. So did Sonny the commercial, and be back in a moment.
Round 7. Lyle closed the distance with Ali, using his left hand to keep him at bay. With Ali standing firm before him, Lyle once again sought to take the role of aggressor in the fight.
Going to fight this fight. In interviews done, Earl, stick to his. He's not been able to use the rope.
In the final minute, Lyle cornered Ali and landed a significant right hand that surely rattled the Monarch's crown. Fueled by the adrenaline of a successful attack, Lyle kept Ali from escaping until the last second.
We'll be pausing for station identification. He's stretching things, has been holding back for the predicted round 8. The fight. Pounds. Message from our local station.
Set round 8. According to Ali's prediction, he would defeat Lyle in the 8th round. Unfortunately, his challenger wasn't ready to give up the race for the titles. Ali positioned Lyle with his back to the ropes, seemingly putting him in trouble. However, the challenger fought his way back to the center of the ring with the strength of his punches. Intense exchanges followed, but the balance didn't seem to tip in favor of either corner. With Lyle against the ropes, the final 30 seconds of the round were filled with high tension. But as the bell rang, Ali's prediction had been nullified. Chance.
Got tired of looking at the guy still coming at me. Ali is scoring a punch. When Jerry Quarry beat him, he hit him with everything he had, and Quarry could... We're going to run this clock the whole round because of the preclusively opponent's body. And the crowd knows it. They're reacting. We're going to have to break for a commercial after this round, and we'll be back, no question about it.
Round 9, Ali returned to dancing around the ring in the 9th round. Lyle was exhausted, but not defeated. Sticking close, the challenger seized every moment Ali found himself against the ropes or in the corners to try his luck with body shots. Second by second, the intensity of the previous round began to fade, and the fight became linear once again.
Lyle got a left in. We're approaching. Ali got a good left in there.
Round 10. Lyle went straight for Ali's head as soon as the bell rang. Driving him back against the ropes, Lyle landed significant power shots to the liver area. Once again, Ali dropped his gloves and leaned his face toward Lyle, daring him to strike. Then, with fluid waist movements, Ali evaded Lyle's attempts. The calmness with which Ali confronted his challenger made what was about to happen completely unexpected.
And I'm blind. Okay, and 10th round, Lyle. Hey, no knockdowns, of course.
Round 11, Lyle repeated his pattern, opening with his left hand to try and keep Ali at bay. But by now, Ali had studied this behavior thoroughly. Ali's left hand began targeting Lyle's chin, and eventually found its mark. A deadly right hand followed Ali's left, driving Lyle backward until his back hit the ropes. At that moment, Ali closed in and punished Lyle with severe body shots, a barrage that could have felled any gang leader, and so it did. Lyle tried to imitate Ali, shielding himself with his forearms in the corner, but he wasn't as resilient, and Ali's punches were far from weak. When Lyle attempted to escape laterally and lowered his guard, Ali staggered him toward the opposite corner. Ali landed powerful punches left and right, repeatedly snapping Lyle's head backward. The punishment was so intense that commentators began openly wondering when the referee would stop the fight. Noticing that Lyle was no longer responding, referee Ferd Hernandez had mercy and stopped the fight. At 1 minute and 8 seconds into the 11th round, Hernandez called the fight, declaring Ali the winner by technical knockout, sparing a battered Lyle from unnecessary brain damage. Closing thoughts. If you've made it this far, thank you. Remember, the best way to support my content is by leaving a like on the video. Do you think Lyle ever really had a chance to win, or was Ali simply allowing him to waste his energy while waiting for the perfect moment to finish him? Let me know in the comments.